You reach a certain age, and suddenly the world seems to shrink and expand all at once. Shrink because the trivial worries, the noise, the constant pull of expectations start to fade. Expand because your understanding of life stretches far beyond what you once imagined. After 70 years, you begin to see things clearly. Not because the world has changed, but because your heart and mind have grown quiet enough to notice what truly matters. I remember in my youth thinking that life was a race. Everything seemed urgent, every achievement necessary, every moment a competition. We measure our worth in accolades, in possessions, in the approval of strangers. But after 70 years, the race doesn't matter anymore. What matters is the gentle rhythm of days, the quiet laughter that escapes from unexpected corners, the warmth of hands held in genuine connection. Health, of course, becomes more tangible as the years pass. Not in the sense of a perfect body, but in the sense of listening to your body as a friend, not a machine. I have learned that pain, while unwelcome, teaches patience. Fatigue teaches gratitude for rest. And the simple act of walking, even slowly, is a triumph worth celebrating. You come to understand that your body is not your enemy. It is your companion, guiding you, reminding you, showing you limits that invite you to live more fully within them. Relationships, these, are the treasure chest of a long life. After 70 years, you realize that the opinions of the world matter very little. But the warmth of someone who knows you, who has shared both your tears and your laughter, is priceless. I have watched friendships bloom and fade, and I have held tight to a few that endure through decades, through silence, through disagreements. I have learned that love is not measured by grand gestures, but by consistency, by presence, by the quiet act of showing up when it matters most. Family takes on a different weight as well. It is not always about perfection, nor about everyone seeing eye to eye. It is about presence, about being a witness to lives unfolding, about offering guidance when asked and stepping back when needed. The patience that 70 years brings allows you to forgive with a depth you never knew you had, to embrace without expecting perfection, to love without reservation. I have learned that the moments of sitting quietly together, sharing a meal, or simply listening often outweigh the loud celebrations, the grand events, and the fleeting accolades. Time itself transforms in meaning. When you are young, it feels endless, a commodity to be squandered without thought. But after 70 years, you realize how precious each hour is. The slow mornings, the quiet evenings, the unhurried conversations, they carry more value than all the hours you once spent chasing deadlines, chasing wealth, chasing recognition. You learn that patience is not simply waiting, but appreciating the unfolding of life. Noticing the small details, the subtle gestures, the beauty that exists even in ordinary days. Wisdom comes from observing, from listening, from the mistakes that were once crushing but now appear as lessons etched into your soul. I have found that humility is one of the most profound gifts of time. The world does not revolve around you, as you once thought. And the sooner you embrace this truth, the lighter your heart becomes. You begin to understand that there is honor in simplicity, dignity in letting go of pride, and freedom in acknowledging your limitations. Regret is inevitable, but it loses its sting after 70 years. You learn to accept your past with kindness, to see that each choice, whether right or wrong, was made with the knowledge and capacity you had at that moment. Instead of dwelling on what might have been, you turn your attention to what still can be. Moments of connection, acts of kindness, gestures that leave a mark on hearts rather than on ledgers or records. I have learned that the things we carry with us are not material, but emotional, spiritual, and relational. Curiosity never truly fades, though it may change its form. After 70 years, curiosity becomes less about novelty and more about depth. I find myself marveling at the way the sunlight falls through leaves, at the pattern of laughter in a child's voice, at the quiet resilience of people who keep going even when life seems unfair. I have learned that wonder is not only for the young, it is for those who still choose to see the world with openness, who still seek to understand and to learn, even when life has already taught them so much. Gratitude becomes a constant companion. I have spent decades learning to focus not on what is missing, but on what remains, on what can be cherished, on the gifts that are often hidden in plain sight. A warm cup of tea on a cold morning, the sound of rain on the roof, the softness of a blanket, the presence of someone who cares. These are riches that surpass anything money can buy. I have learned that gratitude is not a fleeting feeling, but a practice, a lens through which to see the world and oneself with gentleness and appreciation. Legacy is something that takes on new meaning. Not the legacy of monuments or fame, but the legacy of hearts touched, of wisdom shared, of patience extended, of love given freely. I have learned that the words we speak, the lessons we model, the kindnesses we perform in silence, these are the true footprints we leave behind. And often, the legacy we imagine is not the one that endures. The one that endures is far quieter, far simpler, far more profound. Solitude, too, becomes a friend rather than a fear. After 70 years, I have learned that being alone does not mean being lonely. There is a peace in quiet moments, a clarity in reflection, a richness in listening to your own heart. Solitude allows you to connect more deeply with others, to appreciate moments of togetherness more fully, to find meaning in life that is not dependent on constant stimulation or external validation. The world changes constantly, but your core understanding of what matters becomes steadier. After 70 years, you learn that love, kindness, patience, and understanding are eternal currencies. You learn that worry accomplishes little, that anger erodes joy, that forgiveness frees the soul in ways that revenge never can. You learn that being present is more valuable than being right, that listening is more powerful than speaking, that understanding is more healing than judgment. And yet, there is a joy that persists, even in old age. Not the reckless joy of youth, but a quiet, deep joy that arises from acceptance, from perspective, from knowing that life has been lived, with all its messiness, all its beauty, all its sorrow, and all its love. I have learned that joy is not the absence of pain, but the presence of meaning, the ability to see the light even when shadows linger. I have also learned that laughter never grows old. It may change its tone, it may soften with age, but the laughter shared with those you love, the laughter that erupts unexpectedly in quiet moments, is a reminder that life is still alive, still playful, still capable of surprising you with delight. Regret, fear, pride, they all diminish in importance. What remains are the people we have loved, the moments we have cherished, the lessons we have learned, the hearts we have touched. And when the days grow short and the evenings grow quiet, these are the treasures that sustain us. These are the things that truly matter after 70 years. As I sit here reflecting on these decades, I feel a sense of calm that I never knew in youth. I understand now that life's worth is not measured in accomplishments, but in the depth of our connections, the warmth of our presence, the love we offer without expectation. I see clearly that each day, no matter how ordinary, carries within it the potential for meaning, for joy, for impact. And I hope, in sharing these reflections, that you may pause to notice what truly matters in your own life, to treasure the people around you, to seek joy, to practice gratitude, and to leave kindness wherever you go. And as this moment comes to a close, I invite you to carry these reflections with you, to cherish the small things, to embrace the quiet beauty that surrounds you, and to remember that life's greatest treasures are often the simplest, the most human, the most heartfelt. Thank you for joining me on this journey. May you find peace, joy, and clarity in the days to come, and may the wisdom shared here accompany you gently as you navigate your own path. For more reflections and stories from a lifetime of learning, I welcome you to continue this journey with me here on Echoes of Wisdom, where we celebrate the things that truly matter every day.